Welcome back to part 2 of every starfighter used by the Republic during the Clone Wars era. The H-60 Tempest bomber contained medium laser cannons, twin light ion cannons, proton torpedo launchers, and even a proton bomb chute. And of course this was the predecessor to the B-Wing, but the H-60 didn't have any folding wings or the ability to rotate its main wing. There was a ship known simply as the Jedi bomber, which took a Delta 7 and switched out its laser cannons for warhead launchers. The Jedi Justice Cruiser has to be on this list because it's classified as a starfighter, but I don't think this makes a lot of sense, because with a cost of 775,000 credits, or about 13 TIE fighters, and a length of 68 meters, or 223 feet, it was more than 3 times the length of an LAATI. This ship was actually decommissioned by the Senate before the start of the Clone Wars, because they didn't like the Jedi Order being in control of these kind of military vehicles, an idea which is pretty funny, knowing what role the Jedi would play in the Clone Wars, which would break out a couple years later. The PTB-625 Planetary Bomber was a really unique vehicle because it had 6 ion turbofan thrusters, twin light laser cannons, twin auto blasters, and a proton bomb bay. It had a crew of 5 and was mostly used in the Outer Rim. The X-40K Phoenix Hawk class light pinnace was the predecessor to the Fire Spray 31 that was made famous by Boba Fett. As you can see, its landing gear was quite different, and it was actually pretty slow, with a top speed of only 750 kilometers per hour, slower than a TIE bomber, but it did come equipped with 2 heavy blaster cannons and 2 light ion cannons. The Celtia class fast courier was a single pilot ship that was equipped with laser cannons, but mostly just used by the Jedi Order in carrying out scouting missions. It was a really strange ship, in which laminate armor was applied, making it able to take several direct hits from proton torpedoes, and it even had a hyperdrive, and could actually be piloted by a R2 series astromech droid, all on their own. The N1 Naboo Starfighter wasn't used by clones. It has one of the most unique ion engine systems of any starfighter at this time, and its sleek look, combined with its 2 blaster cannons and 2 proton torpedoes, made this starfighter beautiful and deadly. There's a ship called the T19 Starfighter, but there isn't that much known about it, except for the fact that it had a top speed of 20,000 kilometers per hour. But I don't know if we can believe that, because that would make it nearly 17 times as fast as a TIE fighter. The Tavia class armored picket was a scouting vehicle designed in response to CIS attacks on hyperspace routes, and so the pilots of these small vehicles would travel through hyperspace to the destination, and either report back to command saying that it was clear, or they would use their tiny frame to evade fire, and hopefully make it back to Republic territory. The Tikiyar was a sleek, black, 2-person starfighter that was named after this sentient bird-like race, known as the Tikiyari. The TriMark 7 Interceptor was originally built for Republic security forces and was classified as a heavy starfighter that was 20 meters long, a couple meters longer than the LAATI, and it had 6 rotating laser cannons and 1 concussion missile launcher, with room for a pilot, co-pilot, auxiliary turret gunner, 2 astromech droids, 20 passengers, and could carry up to 4 prisoners. These were prized by many criminals, like Miko Ginty. The V19 Torrent was another one of those very unique starfighters that had 2 pairs of folding airfoils and had excellent vertical takeoff and landing, as well as pretty good firepower with 2 laser cannons and 2 concussion missile launchers. The variable altitude Republic patrol vehicle was used by the Republic Judicial Department on their massive penal colonies in places like the moon of Uvo 4, which was a maximum high security federal prison, which was situated in an asteroid belt around the gas giant Uvo. It was equipped with 2 laser cannons and 4 missile launchers, a vehicle that once tried to stop Jango Fett when he was stealing a Fire Spray 31. And the last starfighter on our list is the clone Z95 Starfighter. This was a variant of the Z95 Headhunter and came equipped with wingtip mounted laser cannons, recessed torpedo launchers, and relatively powerful shielding. It didn't have a hyperdrive, but the Z95 would live on long after the Republic, helping the Rebel Alliance defeat the Empire. So that's it for the complete list of every starfighter used by the Republic during the Clone Wars era. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to check out our social media, or ways that you can help support this channel, be sure to check out the description down below. If you want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications. But more important than all that, remember, even if some of their stats are silly, you gotta love some of those ships from Legends, and the Force will be with you, always.